These are missed opportunities. The Talmud in Yuma 9 tells us that if the Jews would have come up with Ezra, the second temple never would have been destroyed. You hear? The Talmud in Yuma, page 9. I wonder if we have any Yumas around there. A missed opportunity. Only 42,000 Jews came up. Millions remained behind in Babylon, Long Island. If they would have come up then, the Talmud in Yuma says, then Ezra could have been the Messiah. And that means no Holocaust and no Churban and all the tsaris. But the Jews were not interested. So only 42,000 came. And the 42,000 that came weren't the rabbis. They were the lower class people. And unfortunately, therefore, the Bayis Sheni was doomed from the get-go. It's another reason to fast in Asura B'Tevis. Missed opportunities. And again, we see today, only a minority of the Jewish people are coming home so far, right? They just don't, some people are in denial, even though they're not Pharaoh, they're in denial, they just don't want to see.
I mentioned that, Joseph Mizrahi,
yeah,
is finally starting to tell people to come to Israel. He's in New York.
He's in New York. New York, New York.
A lot of people.
New York, Liza Minnelli.
He's from this, I think he's Israeli.
He's Israeli, but he moved, yeah.
Yeah, he travels.
Now, why were you all called Yehudim, even though he's only one tribe? So page 153, Pasuk Ches. Why are the Jewish people called Yehuda? Why are we not called Gadites, Asherites, Naphtaliites, Zevulunites, or Benjaminites? Why does he give his name to all 12 tribes? Yehuda was not the B'chor, no, but why does he give his name? Reuben was the B'chor. How come we're not called the Reubenites or Shimonites?
He lost it.
But what's up? Maybe Pasuk Ches tells you, Yehuda, Ata yaducha achecha, you, your brothers will praise. Yaakov tells Yehuda, Ata yaducha achecha, you, your brothers will praise. Yadcha b'arav evecha, your hand is on the neck of your enemy. Yishtachavelcha b'nei vecha, all of the children of your father will bow down to you because you are the king and you are the leader. What makes Yehuda so special that Yaakov appoints him the king over here? All the children of your what does B'nei Avicha mean? All the sons of your father. What does that mean, the sons of your father? What the sons of your father? Your brothers will all bow down to you. What makes Yehuda so special that he becomes the leader of the Jewish people? Well, he's the one that demonstrates the awesome power of tshuva. That's one explanation. What? Yehuda v'Tamar, and also with Mechiras Yosef, he demonstrates tshuva. No matter how low you sank, a person can elevate himself. He did a terrible sin with Mechiras Yosef, and then with Tamar, but he rose above it. He gives this name to the Jewish people, Reb Tzemach, because he is the one that taught the awesome message of what? Of tshuva. Yehuda. We're all called Yehuda. Yehuda means praise God. Praise God for what, Abraham? For the awesome power of tshuva. It's out of worldly tshuva. Does it make any sense? A guy messed up, and he does tshuva. How does he erase the past? Does it make any sense? Not only he erases the past, he changes the past. He can change a sin into what? A win. Who taught us that? Yehuda. Therefore, he becomes the leader of the Jewish people, and therefore he gives his name to the Jewish people, demonstrating the awesome power of tshuva. Yehuda. What about Ruvain? What about Reuben? Didn't Reuben also do tshuva? But Reuben did tshuva miyirah. Yehuda did tshuva what? Nehavat. That's a much higher level. Yes, Reuben also did tshuva. But he was tshuva miyirah. Yehuda taught us, if you do tshuva mehava, Yuma page 86. You do tshuva mehava, you're turning the sin into a win. And therefore, we're all called Yehudim. We praise, Yehudim means praise God for the awesome gift of what, Abraham? Of reinventing yourself, of rejuvenating yourself. And therefore, Yehuda, he's the one rejuvenate. Hey. He taught us the awesome power of tshuva. So therefore, he becomes the what? The king of Israel. And therefore, the Mashiach comes from him. Pasuk Yud. Lo yosser shevit me Yehuda.
Why not the other three in between?
What? Reuben and Shimon, they lost it. Right? For the sins that they did, they demonstrated they were not, they didn't have what it takes. They didn't have what it takes. Because they did tshuva me'yirah. Rechmiel's asking me a good question. Reuben also did tshuva. Rechmiel asked the Bam Kasha from Bamland. Reuben Abba Berkowitz also did tshuva. So what am I, Chaplin? And he's the Bchor. But he did tshuva me'yirah. Yehuda tshuva me'hava. That's a whole different ball game.
Well, even more so, he offered himself.
He offered himself in place of Benjamin. Right? That's the ultimate tshuva me'hava. Willing to become a slave to spare his bro. He ain't heavy. He's my brother.
Sounds like Ma'ava.
What?
Sounds like Ma'ava to me.
That's the greatest ahava.
How is it Europe? So why is it Europe?
No, it's ahava. Yehuda's tshuva
Oh,
me'hava.
Yehuda.
Yehuda. Didn't he want to give up his life for his bro Benji? Isn't that the ultimate act of love? Give up your life for your bro?
He's so nothing.
But he did tshuva, my dear friend. That's the whole point. He was the ringleader to sell Brother Joe, but he did tshuva in a big way. That's the message. Why he's Yehuda, why we're all called Yehuda, and why Mashiach comes from him. Posud Yud Avram, La Yosef Shevit Mi Yehuda at Ki Yavai Shilo, V'lo Yikas Hamim, U'Mechokek Mi Bein Raglov. So you look at page 153 Yud. Look how Unkelus translates that. Avram, you with me? Unkelus 153 Yud. Lo Yadei Avet Sholta Mi Beis Yehuda. The rulership, kingship, shlita, memshala, shlita, will never depart from the house of Judah. V'safra mi ben beno. What does safra mean? Scribes, scholars from his family. Ad alma. What's the next word of him? Ad alma forever. Ad, no. I'm reading Uncle it's Yud. Ad diyese Mashiach. Ooh. Until Mashiach comes. See that? Reb Samach, you have that? Ad diyese Mashiach. Unkelus. Yud. The delay malchus, kingship is his. The lay yishtamin amamaya. And all the UN and the EU will all yishtamamaya will all give ear to him. They will accept his authority. Wow. Even Ayatollah Khamenei. What? Look at Rashi at Kiyov Shilo. Reb Tzemach. See Rashi at Kiyov Shilo? What does he say? Yeah, the second Rashi, Yud. What does Rashi say? Good. The question is, why is Mashiach called Shiloh? Shamlucha Shiloh, kingship is his. You see that? Kingship is his. The Chaim Targum Unkelus. See that? Want to read on the Tzemach, Medrash Haggadah?
Well, you're back in Uncle.
No, Rashi's quoting Unkelus. The Chaim Targum Unkelus. I'm reading Rashi.
Midrash Haggadah.
Shiloh. Why is Mashiach called what? Shiloh. Shiloh. Isn't that in Virginia? Was there a battle of Shiloh? Civil War?
Yeah, that's the famous battle.
They got it. Shiloh is an acronym of Shiloh. What does Shiloh mean?
Give to him.
Gifts to him. Presents to him. Shenemar, Psalm 76 says, want to read that? The quotation marks, Avram. What does Psalm 76 say?
Yovilu Shai
Lamora. The UN will bring gifts to the master. The UN, I mean the EU, will bring gifts to the master. Who's the master? Mashiach. They'll bring him Shiloh, demonstrating that they accept what? His sovereignty. Even the European Union. Oh, pretty amazing. Well, that's what Psalm 76 tells us, and Yaakov Avinu is telling us that Yehuda is the Mashiach. Mashiach is called Shiloh, which is an acronym of Shiloh. V'lo yikas amim, and to him all nations will gather. You see that? V'lo yikas amim, all nations will gather to him to pay him homage.
Yeah.
Homage. Wow. So this is the first reference to Mashiach in what? In the Chumash. There's one other reference to Mashiach in the Chumash. This is the first reference to Mashiach in the Chumash. There's one other reference. That's it.
Yeah, what is that?
Yeshayahu, Yecheskel is full of Mashiach, right? But in the Chumash itself, there are only two references. This is the first one.
So this is
This week's Perashah. Genesis 49:10. And there's one other reference in the Chumash by Wild Bill. Wild Bill,
Darach Kocham Yaakov.
take a look. Amazing. Even more clearer than this. This is pretty clear, but if you want to get even more clearer, you got to go to Wild Bill Bilam. Pretty strange. Of all the, why did God chose Wild Bill? So let's take a look. The other clear reference to Mashiach in the Torah, that's on page. That's on page 498, I think, right?
498.
Yeah, Pasuk Yud Zion. Again, without Uncle Unkelus, we don't know. But we'll read the text and we'll read Uncle Unkelus. Perhaps this is even a more clearer. You judge. 498 Yud Zion. This is Wild Bill prophesizing the end of days. Fasten your seatbelts. 498 Yud Zion. Just say go. Or when? Go. Erenu, I see him below Ato, but not now. So Wild Bill says, I see him. Who's the him? Shiach, but not now, because 3,300 years ago he was not now. So he's saying, I see him, but Ato in an ayin means achshav, not now. Ashirenu, I behold him below Koro, but he's not close. Because 3,300 years ago, when Wild Bill said this, he wasn't close.
What verse is it?
Yud Zion.
Yud Zion? Okay.
Dorach Kochav mi Yaakov, a star will step out of Yaakov, become Shevet mi Yisrael, and a ruler will arise in Israel, umachatz pasei Moav, and he will smite the chiefs of Moab, v'karkar kol b'nei sheis, and he will rule all the children of mankind. Can you believe this? Wild Bill saying this? Now look how Unkelus translates it, okay? Yud Zion, oh wait. Unkelus Yud Zion, you have it, guys? Chazite, I behold him, below Ka'an, but not now. Zechite, I see him, below Itusuhi, but he's not close. Kuriv Kad Yakim Malkum Yaakov. A mighty king will arise from Yaakov. V'yisraba, what's the next word?
Mashiach.
What? V'yisraba Mashiach Yisrael. And the master, Mashiach, will come from, not the Vatican, will come from Israel. The Yiktor, and he will knock off Ravavei Moab, all the chiefs of Moab. The Zohar says that means the PLO and company. It means the Arab nations. The Yishloit, and he will rule the Chol B'nei Anosha. He will rule all the children of what? Of
What does
mankind.
exactly mean by Tol?
Yiktol means to execute. Ketila in Aramaic means to knock off. Make him a head shorter. The Yishloit B'chol B'nei Anosha, and he will rule all the children of mankind. Why is mankind called B'nei Sheis? So Rashi wonders, didn't Adam have other kids, not just Shais? Why is mankind called the children of Shais? So look at Rashi, Reb Tzemach, called an Shais, right, Cal?
Wasn't Shais Noah?
No, Shais was the third son of, after Cain and Hevel, he had another son called Shais.
Who were the sons of Noah?
Shem, Cham, v'Yafes. Shem, don't mix me up. Shem, Cham, v'Yafes. Shais is the third son of Adam and Eve. Not Adam and Steve, Adam and Eve. Remember, when Shais was born, Chava said that God gave me another son to take the place of what? Of Hevel. But Cain knocked off, right? So why is all mankind called Shais? So Rashi says, go ahead. Kol b'nei Shais, right column, Rashi.
Which
Apostle Yud Zayin, Rashi, but Kol b'nei Shais in the right column. You have it, Avram? Can you show me here?
Here, look.
Kol Shais, yeah.
What's bothering Rashi? Why aren't they called the B'nai Cain or the B'nai Hevel? Why is all mankind called the children of Shais? Go ahead.
Kol Hadimot, Shakulam Yatsu Min Shape, V'no Shel Adam Harishon.
All nations come from Seth, the son of Adam. What about his other kids?
Yeah.
Look at footnote Hey. See? Footnote Hey, Avram. Oh, wait. Footnote Hey. See my finger right here? Footnote Hey.
Hey, it's the first line there, right?
Yeah.
First footnote, it's the very first footnote.
Go ahead.
Ki a kain kulam metu b'mabul.
Stop. Because all the descendants of Cain, they all drowned in the flood. Right? Hevel had no descendants. Noah comes from who? Shais. So Shais is like the progenitor of mankind. Because from Cain, all of Cain's descendants got washed out in the flood. A washout. Hevel had no descendants. Noah, the new Adam, please. Noah, the new Adam, please don't lean on the book, please. Please don't lean on the book, please. Noah, the new Adam, he comes from Shais. So therefore, all mankind is called the children of Shais, and Bilam prophesies it that Mashiach will rule not just Israel, but all the children of what? Of mankind. What a prophecy. A Wild Bill has to say it, because if a Jewish prophet would say it, why should we believe you? But if Wild Bill says it, he's the Michael Jackson of the world, so if he said it, then they will all, he said it.
Take it to the bank.
Take it to the bank, right? The most beautiful prophecy in the Chumash about Mashiach is put in the mouth of Wild Bill Bilam. That's not Kawinky-Dinky either. How much God loved the Jewish people, says Rashi. To demonstrate how much God loves the Jewish people, he's willing to speak to this lowlife to give him this beautiful prophecy, to demonstrate how he favors Israel.
Not that Hashem loved Bilam, right?
No, loved us, not
Oh,
Bilam.
yeah. He didn't love Bilam.
He loved us, so he spoke to this lowlife and gave him this beautiful prophecy to demonstrate to the UN how much God loves Israel. Otherwise, why would he speak to this lowlife and give him such a beautiful prophecy? Versteh? What's going on?
Why didn't he convert?
Why didn't he convert?
If we got the,
That's a good question. That's a good question.
He was a low character, right?
He was a lowlife.
He was an evil
So that's
person.
Well, you see that. Aristotle and Socrates. They were perverts.
That is good.
They were both
Perverts.
According to
Go figure out, check the Google.
According to Rambam, I wouldn't say
In their life, personal lives, they were perverts, mushchas. But that's the way, people are, like a Dr. Jekyll and a Mr. Hyde. My Rebbe said every person's a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. If you don't believe that, he said, you don't know yourself. But he took it to extremes, Wild Bill. But every person to a certain degree is a Dr. Jekyll and a Mr. Hyde. And it's a constant struggle. What a movie. Did you see that movie? With Spencer Tracy. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
What a movie.
When was that?
Every person like that. Probably 1940s. Maybe.
He was a great actor.
What a great actor. I think he was a great... So that's a person. When we're good, we're very good. And when we're bad,
Nefesh Behemit.
the constant struggle. That's the constant struggle. And what's the message, Avram? We shall overcome. You don't win them all. So anyway, back in the Vayechi, right? It's Shabbos Chazak. Any questions, comments? So he gives Yehuda the bracha, and Zevulun, he gives the bracha to page of 154.
1941. Wow, during World War II it was good. They were making in Hollywood was during.
How do you know it's 1941?
That's what the movie was about.
So fast? Amazing.
Google it.
It's amazing.
And during World War II they were making movies.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that helped people together.
That held them together, right?
People go to the movies, it was escape.
Escapism, right?
It really wasn't much on television.
Escapism, right?
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Now, there's an amazing Rashi over here. Yaakov lashes out at Shimon the Levi, right? On page 152, Pasuk Hey.
152, hey.
Right on. Yeah, he lashes out at Shimon the Levi.
Shimon the Levi Achim.
What mean they're brothers? The rest of the guys ain't brothers?
Clay.
What does it mean? He means partners in crime. What does it mean brothers? The others ain't brothers. It means partners in crime, right? Clay Hamas. Hey, Hamas. Ooh. Weapons of Hamas is their Mechor Seyam. What does Mechor Seyam mean?
Selling them. They're
What?
They're
The
selling.
Rashi said Clay Zion. Weapons of violence is their method.
Selling.
Mechor selling. What does selling mean?
The mechor.
Selling. Mechor Seyam. What?
Means selling.
What does it mean, selling? How does the English translate that? Anybody? Genesis 49:5. Rabbi Yaakov, you have that maybe?
Let me go back to it.
Yeah, Genesis 49:5. Your uncle says,
49:5.
yeah.
Shimon and Levi are brothers. Stolen instruments are their weapons.
Why stolen instruments? Because that's the way of Esau. You guys stole the violence from Uncle Esau. You stole, we are not that way. You stole it from Uncle Esau.
So the way, how do they translate Mecharo Tehem as what?
Stolen.
They're stolen?
They say
Sehem is weapons.
weapons, but Hamas means violence. Rashi says the method of killing was stolen from Esau. Rashi, look at Rashi. Yeah, Kalei Hamas.
Mine says Shimon and Levi are brothers, instruments of cruelty are their swords.
So let's see what Rashi says. See Rashi, Kalei Hamas. Let's see Rashi. Why do we have to go to Uncle Google? We have Rashi, Baruch Hashem. Kalei Hamas. I'll wait, Avram. Right column on the bottom, Rashi. Kalei Hamas.
Yeah, Clay Hamas.
Umuna zu sharitzicha. This, what is this profession? This profession of killing, Chamasi biyetchen. It is stolen in your hands. Nibirkas Esavi. This belongs to Esau. Violent tendencies, that belongs to Uncle Esau. You guys stole it from Esau. Zu amuna shalai. That's Esau's profession. Didn't Yitzchak bless Esau to live by the sword? So you guys stole it from your uncle. Vatem chamasta moisemen, and you stole it. Hamas means violent robbery. You stole it from Uncle Esau.
Did they make tshuva?
Let's see. Mechvaseyem. What does Mechvaseyem mean? Loshen Klei Zion. Mechvaseyem means weapons of war. The word Mechvaseyem means weapons of war. Loshen Klei Zion. Hasayif baloshen Yavani Mechir.
Doesn't Clay Hamas mean weapons of war?
Well, Klei Hamas, Rashi translates professions of violence. professions of violence.
Clay usually means like vessels of or something.
Yeah, but here he says emunah means a profession of violence, but Hamas means robbery. You stole it from Uncle Esau.
They were Klei Hamas. They were.
Mechor Sheyem, Loshen Klei. Look at the bottom Rashi. Loshen Klei Zayin. Rashi says Mechor Sheyem means weapons of war, because Sayif Beloshen Yevani Mechir. How do you say it's Greek to me? How do you say in Greek sword? Mechir. Mechor Sheyem. See that? So what does he do? So what does he say to them? Look at Pasuk Zion. Orur apam. Cursed is their anger. Ki az, because it is fierce. Vevratam, and their fury. Ki kashota, it is very hard and cruel. Achalke be Yaakov. I will divide them in Yaakov, ve'afitzem beYisrael, and I will scatter them among Israel. So it looks like a bad curse, right? Yeah. So look at Rashi Zion. I'll wait. Left column, Rashi Zion. Or apam ki az. Or apam ki az. Cursed is their anger because it is fierce. So what does Rashi say? Afilu
Rashad
toichacha
lo kalal ela
apam. Even when he's rebuking them, he doesn't curse them, chas v'sholom. He only curses their what? Their fierce anger. Zeh shamar Bilam, and this is what Bilam said, Mo kol lo kabael. How can I curse when God doesn't curse them? God wouldn't even allow Yaakov to curse them. So how could I do it? He only curses their anger, but not them. Okay? Look at the next Rashi. Achal ken be Yaakov. What does that mean, Achal ken be Yaakov? Arvam, next Rashi, left column, bottom. I will separate one from the other. In order to dilute their anger, I have to divide them. I free them. What does pirut mean? I will separate one from the other. Go ahead.
Shelo Yehi Levi Binyamin
Biminyan Ashvatim. Levi is not counted one of the 12, right? I mean, he didn't get a chelik in Eretz Yisrael, did he? No. But Rehem Chalukim, and therefore they're divided. Levi didn't get a piece of Pisgat Zev, not even Beitar, not even Ramot. Levi didn't get a chelik in Eretz Yisrael.
They got their cities.
But they didn't own them.
No.
They had a 99-year lease. Right. Chalukim, and that's how he divided. Shimon did get portion of Pisgat Zev, Levi didn't. That's one way how he divided Shimon from what? From what? Levi. Dover Acher, listen to this. Another reason how he divided them. Go ahead, Dover Acher. Another reason how he divided them. No? Dover Acher, another reason how he divided them.
Ein lecha aliyim, the Sofrim, and the Lamdei to Nukot, Ela Meshimon.
Stop. What does that mean? The poor people and the scribes and the teachers of Jewish children come from what tribe? Shimon. So they're divided because they have to go around the land teaching. The Shifto Shel Levi, and what does Levi do? Go on. Lachaze agronot, they have to go around the English word granaries, Avram. They go around schnorring on the granaries to get Truma and Meiser. So they get tired out. Their anger is dissipated, has a release valve. So this way they have a way to get rid of their anger in a respectful manner. Are you getting this?
And how do they get rid of their anger? By what?
By being Torah teachers, scribes, and Shevet Levi has to go around from granary to granary, collecting their truma and maisa. So this way their anger is dissipated.
How does that dissipate?
They ain't got koyach to fight. I haven't got time for the pain. They're too busy teaching or going from granary to granary, so they ain't got time to fight.
And they're going from granary to granary
to collect the truma and meiser. That's Levi. And Shimon goes around teaching Torah. So you imagine? He put Shimon in charge of the Misra Chinuch. Shimon, who was the angry Jew who carried out this violent act, Yaakov puts him in charge with the Misra Chinuch. Are you getting this?
I thought it was Levi in Ir Miklat.
Well, but he says Shimon too. Malam de Tinokot, not just Levi, Shimon too. So these two guys who are violent character, why would Yaakov make them in charge of the education ministry? Avram, isn't that strange?
Yeah.
Well,
I think you keep them away from that.
right? What's the message? Jewish pride. Jews stick up one for another. Your sister is kidnapped and raped. What are you going to do? Negotiate. What a message. Yaakov put them in charge of the education ministry. What it means to stick up for a fellow Jew, to defend Jewish pride and honor. I think that's the message. Otherwise, why put them in charge of the education ministry?
Yeah, but he also accuses them of Retzichut.
What?
He accuses them of
What?
Retzichut.
What's that?
Klei Hamas.
To kill, killers. To be killers.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't make a Sanhedrin, they didn't make a judgment.
But when the incident happens, look what he says when it actually happens. Should have said, you guys are killers, what are you doing? What does he say? Let's go back to the incident.
He was upset because they didn't consult with him, right?
Right.
They did the right thing, but they should
Take a look. Let's go back over there. Page 108.
He was afraid.
108 Lamed. He should have said, oh, you guys are no good. Where's your morality? But he don't say that. Look at 108 Lamed. What
Put
he
me in
says.
danger.
Mm-hmm. 108 Lamed.
108 Lamed.
Vayomer Yaakov el Shimon and Levi. Yaakov says to Shimon and Levi, Achartem osi. What does that mean? You have troubled me. Avisheni b'yosh v'aretz. You put me in danger, Mr. Robinson. Danger, but it happens to the land. You put the family in danger.
What does the Machudim mean?
1 second. Ba'knani, ba'prizi, v'ani misei mispar, and I am what? Very few in what? Number. V'nesvalai, and the PLO will gather, Hikani will smite me, v'nishmadati, and destroy me, ani in my house. He should have said, hey, what you guys is wrong morally. No. He says, you didn't give me a chance to circle the wagons. We're so few in number. Where's the game plan? You've exposed us to dangers from the Canaani and the Perizi, and I am few in number, and they'll gather against me and destroy me and my family. So that was it. That was his taina. So what did they say? What did they say, Lamed Aleph? Hey, Dad, we can't wait to circle the wagons. Why not? Shall they treat our daughter as a harlot? No time to consult, Dad. And he don't answer back, Avram. He don't answer back. So we see in Jewish law, shtika kahida'ah. When someone gives you an argument and you don't answer back, what does that mean? Avram Brookwitz, in Talmudic language.
Yeah.
Someone gives you an argument and you don't answer, it's called...
You agree.
That's what it means.
Repeat the
You
shtika.
don't answer, shtika kahida'ah. That's a given. Someone gives you an argument and you don't answer back, that means you accept it. But he was still upset that he's still the head of the family, and they should have consulted him. That's why he was upset.
Unless you're a mevatran.
Mevatran means you give it up. That means you agree. You swallow it. So he didn't answer back. And the Rambam rules that they did correctly. because kidnapping is one of the 7 Noachai laws, and the other the people of the town didn't put them on trial, so they were guilty of not practicing dinim, and therefore they were all guilty. And it looks like the Torah agrees, Reb Tzemach, it looks like the Torah agrees with what? With the Bnei Yaakov. Can we go there?
Yes, please.
It looks like the Torah agrees with the Bnei Yaakov. 2 places, okay? First of all, Pasuk Hey on 108. Vayiso, you see that? 108, Hey. Vayiso, that Shabahi Chita Salahim Alahorim Ashes Visayim Lerot for Achman Yaakov. Why didn't the PLO counterattack? They had plenty of missiles. It says the fear of God. God put the fear of God in the PLO, and they didn't dare pursue the Bnei Yaakov. Looks like God backed them up on page Hey, right, Avram? Pasuk Hey on 108. Yeah. Why didn't they pursue the Bnei Yaakov? Chitas Elohim, what does that mean? The fear of God was in them.
This doesn't mean that.
But why? What does it mean?
That God
Pachad.
agrees.
Rashi said Pachad. God put the fear in them, and therefore they didn't dare take revenge against the Bnei Yaakov. So this is one place that God agreed with them. There's another place even earlier, Avram. Let's go there. Can we go there? Let's go there. We can go there. Page 107, Pasuk Chav Zayin. You know, he knows Hebrew better than me, so you can know this Pasuk better. 107 Chav Zayin. Who are the kidnappers and the rapists? It was just one guy. What's his name? Shechem, right? It was just one guy who did the kidnapping and the raping, right, Avram?
Yeah.
Only one guy, right? Shechem. Even his father wasn't involved. It was just Shechem himself. Look at Pasuk Chav Zayin carefully and see if that verse is...
Bnei Yaakov ba'u al ha'chalamim va'yavozu ha'ir asher mithu
Timu.
Oh, Timu. I'm sorry. Timu. Achotam.
What does it say?
Bnei Yaakov, the sons of Yaakov, they came
On the dead bodies and despoiled the city, which the city defiled their sister. What do you mean the city defiled their sister? Reb Tzemach was only one guy that defiled the sister. So why does the Torah blame the whole city?
The rest of them let it happen.
What? Bueno. For Yaakov go mechabim to the Netziv, and mechabim to the Netziv, make my day. It should have said he defiled the sister. It was only one terrorist. So why does the Torah blame the whole city? Rabbi Yaakov Goldman was mechabim to the Netziv. If a terrorist is in your midst and you give him support, moral support, and you give out candies when he commits a terror act, you are just as guilty.
let him into the hospital.
That's right.
Find his medicine.
You give out candies when they blow up Jews. They give out candies, and you're just
and
as
then
guilty.
They collect taxes for him, and they
So
pay
the Torah says, "Timu achotam." They're all equally guilty.
Timu or
They defiled. Should have said he defiled. There was only one defiler.
Which pasuk is this again?
Pasuk Chav Zayin. There's only one terrorist. But no, says the Netziv. Torah is teaching. There are no innocent victims in Gaza. There are no innocent victims in Gaza.
Why doesn't he take the example of Sodom?
What was Sodom?
Because the population also was.
Yeah, but here it says that
The
one
same-
guy did the outrage, and the Torah blames the whole city.
Yes, and
So-
Sifsei Chacham says there,
Yeah.
not all the town was guilty, but most of the people didn't say a word.
Okay. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So, getting back to our parsha. So Yaakov's rebuke was really a blessing in disguise. He made them in charge of the Misrad HaChinuch. That's strange.
What is the number of the toilet?
8. You go from the bottom, 0, till you get 8. Go from the number 0,
Included 0.
including 0,
Thank you.
up to 8, and then you turn the knob. So where are we up to here? We're back in Vayechi 152, right?
And the reason is what? The reason why it's they defiled is because
Reason what?
it's they defiled.
Because they supported the terrorists. They didn't punish them. Not only they punished them, they give them moral support and financial support.
The city supported Shechem, right?
That's right.
So
Therefore, the Torah blames them all. It's an open verse. Timu achotam. It was only one terrorist. And Torah says they all did it. How could that be? Not PC, is it? Amazing Rashi over here. We wonder why Yosef never contacted his father all these years, right, Avram? You could send a WhatsApp, can't you? As a slave, you couldn't, but when you were the viceroy of Egypt, you could have sent a WhatsApp or SMS.
Well, I did not.
Yeah. So there are many reasons. Rashi gives a reason, an amazing reason on page 150. You had a question on the table, Avram?
Yeah.
He was viceroy of Egypt, right?
Jacob was work.
So why didn't he send him an SMS? So there are many reasons. Look at Rashi's reason. 150. You with me?
150 plus.
Rashi 150, Pasuk Zion.
150 Zion.
Well, that's so. Ve'eg barel sham. I'll begin Rashi. Ve'eg barel sham. It's Rashi Zion, the second Divrei HaMaskal. Ve'eg barel sham, and I buried her there. You see that? Well, you want to read the verse first?
150 Zion.
150 Zion. When I came from Padan, Rachel died on me in the land of Canaan, and I buried her on the road. Didn't even take her into the city. I buried her in a potter's field. Remember that? So look at Rashi. Rashi Egbarel Sham. You have that? Oh, wait. Right column. Rashi Zion.
Rashi
The
Zion.
third Divrei HaMaskal on the right side. Egbarel Sham.
Sham, yeah. Yeah.
So Yaakov's apologizing. I'm asking you to schlep my body all the way to Hebron from Cairo, and I couldn't even take your ma into a city, let alone even bury in Moab. I buried her in a potter's field. So he's apologizing. I didn't do for your ma, but I'm asking you to do for me. Get it?
Yeah.
So look at Rashi. Vegberel Sham. Oh wait, anybody?
Velo holachtia afilu lebeit lechem
Lachnisa ba'aretz. And I didn't even bother to take her body into the city of Beis Lechem to bring her into the land. So Psis Chaman says, what does that mean? She's not buried in Borough Park. But land means an inhabited area, because when he buried her, even though it was part of Eretz Yisrael, but it was a wilderness over there. It was not inhabited land. A potter's field. How do you say in English, a potter's field? Boot Hill. Boot Hill.
It's what, where they bury
An isolated place.
That's where they buried like homeless people?
An isolated place on the side of the road.
Oh, that's what a potter's field means? It's not like a burial place?
I don't know. It was an isolated place where nobody was around.
Fairmount Park.
Now, listen to this. Next, go ahead. You have it, Reb Sema. V'yadati, and I know. This is Father Jacob speaking to whom?
You back in the cluster.
Back in Rashi. V'yadati. I'll wait.
Here.
This is Yaakov speaking to Yosef. V'yadati, go ahead.
Underneath the word sham.
V'yadati, and I know.
Sheyesh b'libcha alai.
Right, stop, please. I know you have it in your heart against me. All the years you didn't contact me. You resented me because you thought I didn't give your ma proper kavod.
That's
what Rashi said. V'yadati sheyesh b'libcha alai. I know, my son, you have a breiges heart. How do you say a bais hearts in Yiddish? A bais hearts. A breiges sheyesh b'libcha alai.
Broken heart.
Not a broken, angry heart. Lord, I was born an angry man. Amazing Rashi. I know you have anger in your heart against me, my son.
This
You
is Yaakov
resent-
saying-
This is Yaakov speaking to brother Joe. Rashi doesn't make it up. He's quoting a medrash. V'yadati sheyesh b'libcha alai. All these years you suspected that I disrespected your ma. That's why you didn't contact me all the years. Avol dalacha, my son, you misjudged me. No, go ahead. Avol dalacha. Anybody out there?
Shalpia dibur.
Shalpia dibur. It wasn't my doing. I was ready to take her where? To the cave of Machpelah.
Yeah.
But God ordered me to bury her there in no man's land. Why? Reb Tzemach, why? Shetehei, go ahead.
Shetehei, the Ezra, the Zenoch,
Lebaneha.
Sheyagla,
Sheyagala osam nebuzaradin. When the Chorban Beis Hamikdash, the chief butcher of Nebuchadnezzar, what was his name? Ayatollah Kakamemi. You know, his name was Nebuzaradin. When he causes the Jews to go into Babylon, which road will they take to Babylon? Derech Sham. What is Derech? Over there, over there. They're going to pass that lonely, isolated grave in Potter's Field. Yotzta Rochel al Kivra, and Rochel will come out of her grave. Uvochan, she will cry. Uvakesha Shalem Rachanim. Shenemar. Jeremiah 31. Kol Barama Nishma. There is a voice of weeping heard on high. Rochel mevakal b'nei. Rochel is crying for her children. And what does God say? Vishavu banim, vishavu banim, vishavu banim ligvalam, vishavu banim. I won't give up my day job. Vishavu banim, vishavu. What does that mean? God promises that the final redemption will be not in the schus of Moses, Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov.
Yeah.
The schus of whom? Rachel.
Rachel.
Vishavu banim ligvulam. Because when the Yidden go in the Golos, they'll pass her lonely, isolated grave. And she'll come out and beg mercy. And God will say, yes, I've heard your prayers. The Geula will come, Mother Rachel, in your schus. So my dear son Joseph, you misjudged me all of these years. You resented me. You suspected me of not giving your ma the proper kavod. But it wasn't my doing. Hashem commanded me to bury her there. All a misunderstanding. So what's the message? The Mishnah says, judge every person favorably, including your own parents. Ooh. Joseph didn't judge his father favorably. Did Joseph dream that God commanded him? He thought his father just didn't give his ma proper kavod. So he had broiges on him, a bai's heart. How do you say that in English? Not broken. Bai's, broiges, not broken. Angry heart.
Rabbi Sprecher.
Everyone, what's that song by Bruce Springsteen? Everyone's a hungry heart. No, not hungry heart. Angry heart. Mixed me. What a Rashi. What a tremendous Rashi. What's going on over here? So what should Joseph have answered? What should Joseph have answered? Well, Pa, it's such a good idea. I'll bury you next to Ma. You'll also daven for her. Gee, Pa, well, if that's the case, then ain't two daveners better than one?
And one.
So I'll put you there next to Ma. So you'll also daven when the Jews traipse into exile over your grave too.
Very good point.
How come he didn't say that? What?
Keep it out of him.
Okay.
No, because God didn't command it.
But it's such a good idea, Pa. Gee.
It was not his idea.
So my Rebbe Rapam said, it wouldn't help. It's only Rachel. It wouldn't help nobody else, not even Yaakov. Only Rachel's tefillah would help. Yaakov being buried there and the Jews walking by his grave, it wouldn't help. Only her.
Wow.
Because she was Mavater. She gave it up for her sister. That so impressed God that it's just amazing. Vayechi develops this idea. One act of Vatranut is more precious in God's eyes than what, Abraham? Then the Akedah, it's just mind-boggling. The Akedah happened and it's finished. But Rachel would live. She had no idea that Yaakov would marry her on the rebound. Did she know that Yaakov would take on her? She was ready to give up a lifetime of happiness to the man she loved to spare her sister shame. That so impressed God that the Gula will come only for her. Because the Akedah, Sam, is over in a minute. Okay, you did it, it's over, right? In the next world, you're better off, right? Here she would have to live with the anguish. She didn't know that Yaakov would take her on the rebound. For all she knew, he would be angry at her. What are you giving the signs for? So that did it. That act of Vatranus will bring the Geula. Jeremiah 31 says it. Amazing idea. But what do you see from here? To judge every person favorably, even your own parents.
But if she did,
Yeah.
Vatranut,
Right.
she also knew that there was a promise, a neder.
What promise?
She had to break the neder of Yaakov
What neder?
to marry her.
How did Yaakov make a neder? He didn't make a neder. He said,
He promised her
Oh.
to marry the next day.
what do you mean he promised her? He said, I'll work 7 years for Rachel, right? Didn't
Yeah.
promise. He said, I'll work 7 years for Rachel.
Yes, okay.
So,
It was a promise to marry her after 7 years. It was a neder.
I don't know if it was a neder. It doesn't say it was a neder. He just said it was a deal. I don't know if it was a neder. It wasn't Loshen neder.
That was Sprecher.
It wasn't a Loshen neder, right?
Did Leah ever express appreciation to Rachel for what she did?
Yes. Remember, we had the shear, who's the halachic mother in IVF? I spoke about that. Leah saw, when she took an ultrasound, that the baby that she was carrying, remember we discussed that?
Was a boy, right.
Was what? A boy. She said, I can't allow that. Because what? Then my sister won't even have 2 tribes. So she gave it up for her sister. She was carrying brother Joe. God made an IVF switch. She was carrying brother Joe in her womb. And Rachel was carrying whom? Dinah. God made the IVF switch because Leah said, I won't allow it. That my sister won't have at least 2 sons to contribute to the Shiftei Kah. So you see,
There was no room in the womb.
now this explains the strange eulogy that David gave for Yonatan. Aaron Brookwoods, remember? David and Yonatan were very close. When David gave a eulogy for Yonatan, he said, the love that we have for each other is even greater than the love of women.
That's what.
That's what King David said when he eulogized Yonatan at the funeral.
Whoa.
So, the pundits there don't,
Yes.
the pundits.
LGBT.
So what does it mean? What did you fasten your seatbelts? You fasten? What is King David talking about? The love that we have for each other is greater than the love of women. What is he talking about? David was a grandson of whom, Tzemach? Leah. And Yonatan was a grandson of whom? Rachel, right?
Oh, can you say it again? Can you say it again, please?
King David
David, yeah.
was a grandson of whom? Mama Leah, right? For Yehuda, right?
Descendant of Leah, right?
Right? Okay.
And Yonatan?
Yonatan comes from whom?
Rachel.
Benjamin.
He's a descendant
Of Benjamin, who comes from Rachel.
of Rachel, right?
So, Rachel gave it up for Leah, didn't she?
The love of sisters.
Rachel gave it up for Leah. She gave up the man that she loved for her sister.
Yonatan.
She gave up what's rightfully hers to her sister. That was implanted in the DNA of her descendant.
Yonatan.
Yonatan comes from Rachel. He was supposed to be the king. He gave it up for whom?
David.
Who's the descendant of what?
Leah.
So you see, it's in the DNA. So David is saying, the love we have for each other comes from the love of the women. Which women? Rachel and Leah.
And they were
It's
cousins.
in our genes.
Very nice.
One give it up for the other.
And they were cousins.
What?
David and Jonathan.
Well, aren't we all come from the same father? All the tribes are brothers. We all come from the same father, even though we have 4 different mothers.
Satmar
We
disagreed.
all come from the same father. One second. So this is what David said at the funeral. The way you act to me, Yonatan, it's in your DNA. Your grandmother gave it up for my grandmother. Rachel gave it up for Leah. And you are giving it up for me. The throne really belonged to you. And you are mevater for me. You acted like your grandma. The love that we have for each other is like the love of the 2 women. Who are the 2 women? Our grandmothers. What a vort. What a vort.
Whose word
Then
is
I
it?
came, my Rebbe's.
Pam.
Pam. What a vort from Vortland. The pundits don't like that too much.
Why?
I mean, you know,
What do you mean by that? When it's on?
skip it. All right?
No, that's
So this is what they're saying at the eulogy. This is what David said at the eulogy. But this is what he really meant. It really meant.
What do we find in the wording of?
This is in the book of Samuel, right after David, Shaul and his sons are killed by the PLO. David makes a hesped. Samuel 1. Take a look. I don't remember which chapter. Where he eulogizes Yonatan. He says the love we have for each other is greater than the love of women. Pretty amazing, you know, Abraham? So where were we? So, but now I have a beautiful word. Why is Kever Rachel so popular? More popular anyway, even more Muslim Pela, right? Even Abraham, the years we couldn't go,
Marriages.
the years we couldn't go to Mar Pela, we could always go to Kever Rachel.
Really?
What makes Kever Rachel so unique?
Why do you have let us do that?
Shidduchim.
My Rebbe said it's an eternal monument to judging favorably. Rachel's kever. All the years Yosef said, what are you putting my mother? He never said it, but he felt resentment. That's what you think of my ma? Put her in the middle of nowhere? Kever Rachel is an eternal monument to give the benefit of the doubt. Did Joseph know that God commanded his pa to bury her there? No, he didn't know that. He just judged his father harshly. Kever Rachel is an eternal monument to always give the benefit of the doubt, even to your own parents, even when it's so far-fetched. That's why Kever Rachel is so popular.
When they were going to the Gulf, they passed through too.
That's right. That's the road they took into Babylon, Long Island. And Rachel will come out and be Mevakesh Rachamim. What do you mean she'll come out on a grave? She's not in a grave. What does that mean, Avram? What do you mean come out on a grave? She's an Olam Haba, no? Avram, what does it mean? Yotza Rachel al Kivra. I'm asking you a question, Avram.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Rachel's in a grave.
Yeah.
Where is she?
In Kever Rachel.
No, she's an Olam Haba, ain't she?
Oh, Hamba, okay.
So what does Rashi say should come out on a grave?
Excuse me, where are you reading?
Rashi, Yotzta Rachel al Kivra.
Page, Pasuk.
Page 150.
Pasuk.
Ve'eg Barel Sham. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 lines up from the bottom. The first word is Nebuzaradan. See that? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines up from the bottom.
Yes,
the right column, it says Nebuzaradan. Who's Nebuzaradan?
That guy.
The chief executioner of Abu Mamzer. V'hoya avim derech Sham. Go ahead. Oh wait, no, read.
Shonati.
That's us, Rachel.
Kivra, Rachel will go out on her grave. What do you mean she'll go out on her grave? Is she in her grave? Ain't she in Gan Eden? What do you mean? And she will weep. Weep, boo-hoo, and beg God to bring us back. And Jeremiah 31 says, God says, yes. Vishavu banim ligvolam. But my question is, Abam, what do you mean Rachel's in a grave? Ain't she in Gan Eden?
The body and the neshama.
No, the Neshama's in Gan Eden.
And the body is there.
Okay, what do you mean she'll go out? The body will come out?
Yes.
Resurrection of the dead?
Yes.
Maybe. Resurrection of the dead?
Yes.
I hear what you're saying. You're saying that the dead body will come out. You hear Rabbi Yaakov Meir said a big chiddush over here. You hear the chiddush? I'm glad I came today. Because then what?
The body will come out.
Because thank you. All the years have questioned me. She ain't in her grave. She's in Gan Eden.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't she should come out of the grave? So he's saying the dead body.
But the body has no neshama.
But a tzaddik, Tchiyat HaMesim, beam me up, beam me down. Look, Rav Yehuda Nasi can come back every Friday night to make Kiddush, have a Berkowitz. Gemara Ksuba says Yehuda Nasi, after he died, would come back to make Kiddush for his family.
Really?
So Toysus asked, but dead people are not a bar chiyuva. What does that mean?
Not obligated to make Kiddush.
So if you're not obligated to make Kiddush, you can't what? You can't do the others. You get a question?
Mm-hmm.
What's the answer?
He came back, the body came back.
The body.
The neshama, Take is potter for mitzvahs. But he didn't come back as a soul. If you check the grave, the grave would be empty. So a resurrected body does have to do mitzvahs. A neshama is potter for mitzvahs. But Rabbi came back as a guf. So if you come back in body, then you have to make Kiddush. Wow. So Yaakov Meir is saying a very good Kiddush. Rachel herself will come out, the body. Tchiyat HaMeitim. Wow. I like it. I'm glad I came today. Avram Berkowitz, I'm glad I came today, aren't you? The neshama's in Gan Eden.
Yeah.
But the Kiddush that Rashi's saying, according to Rabbi Yaakov Meir, is that Rachel, the guf, will come out from the grave.
Yeah.
Tchiyat HaMeitim.
Yeah.
Right?
And
If God can bring back Rabbi Yehuda Nasi every Friday night, after a while he stopped doing it. The Gemara said because he was embarrassing, the other rabbis couldn't do it. He stopped. The other rabbi said, hey God, what's going on? I want my chopped liver. So he stopped. Because it was reflecting negatively on the other rabbis. He said, God, okay, that's it. Beat me up. Amazing. He would come back Friday night to make Kiddush, and a neshama can't be yoitz the others. He came back as a guf. So then, it's pretty amazing, right? That was the game plan, Avram. Plan A, Plan B, Or Chaim said, before Adam ate from the Eitz Hadas, we're supposed to live in both worlds simultaneously. Beam me up, beam me down, or Chaim says a two-story mansion. Like an escalator. When we sinned, we broke the escalator. We made a chasm. I think it's called chasm between the physical and the spiritual. Now the only way to get there is through the bridge that we call death. When Mashiach comes, Yeshaya says, "Bila mavas lanetzach." God will swallow death forever because we will have repaired the escalator. The chasm will be repaired. So beam me up, beam me down. That's Plan A. The human is supposed to live in both worlds simultaneously.
What? After Mashiach comes, why do we want to live here?
No, you beam me up and beam me down. What do you mean why?
Why do you want to come down?
What is your question?
That was Plan A. It's a beautiful world.
Even after Mashiach comes.
What is he, a babbling brook with the beautiful birds? You don't see that in heaven. This is God's game plan, Plan A. Why is Tchiyas HaMeisim Ikrav Yahadut? Ani Mamin. Why is it so important to God? Because that's Plan A. It was always supposed to be like that. When man is supposed to live eternally in the physical and the spiritual world. And the Or Chaim calls it a two-story mansion.
How could you have Tchiyas HaMeisim if man lives eternally?
So that's why you have Tchiyas HaMeisim.
Oh.
That's Plan B, going back to Plan A.
Oh, what's Plan
Why
A?
is Tchiyas HaMeisim Ikrav Yahadut? Why is it so important to live in the physical world? So I explained, because that was Plan A. Man was supposed to live eternally in both the physical and the spiritual world, going up and down at will. I think it's called beam me up, Scotty, and beam me down. But when we sinned with the Eitz Hadas, we broke the escalator. Now there's a chasm between the physical and the spiritual world. But the Rechaim HaKodesh explains that what Isaiah means, that death will be swallowed up. When we do, Mashiach comes, we'll have mitaken the chet of Adam. You won't need the bridge anymore. What's the bridge called? Death. You won't need the bridge because the escalator will be repaired. But once again, the physical and spiritual world will once again be realigned. And we had that, the Ramban says, for 40 days. When we said Nasa v'nishma, for those 40 days, we had gone back to the future, Avram. When the Jewish, nobody died. The Am Yisrael lived in both worlds simultaneously. But when we sinned with the Chet HaEgel, Avram Baruch, we broke the escalator again. When we sinned with the Chet HaEgel, we broke the escalator again. And we created the chasm again. So now we need the bridge of death again. And therefore Rabbi Tuchasinski wrote the Kabbalistic work on death called Gesher HaChaim. What's Gesher HaChaim? The bridge to life.
Who's
the
saying?
Kabbalistic work on death. Because death is the bridge from the physical life to the spiritual life.
Nice.
Gesher HaChaim. But before the sin of Adam, you didn't need the bridge. That's plan B. But Tchias HaMesim, you're going back to plan A. Versteh what's going on? Avram, we have free will.
Right.
So we can delay God's game plan by 6,000 years. We cannot cancel it, but our free will can delay the plan. We cannot cancel it, we can delay it by 6,000 years. But in the end, plan A has to come back. And plan A is that man is destined to live forever as a physical and spiritual being simultaneously.
Wow.
That's Tchiyat HaMesim, living in the physical and the spiritual world as a two-story mansion. The Rechaim HaKodesh uses that mashal, a two-story mansion. We would say, beam me up and beam me down, no? Have you watched Star Trek? No? Beam me up. He's Jewish. He grew up in a religious home. What's his name? Yeah, Shatner.
Why two stories?
He grew up...
Leonard
He's a Kohen. He's a Kohen, but the other guy, Shatner,
He said
grew
he's
up...
not a Kohen.
No? I thought he was a Kohen.
You learn that.
Not from a Kohen? No?
There's an interview on YouTube you can watch. He explains it. If there was an episode where they needed a salute for
The Vulcan
going back to
salute.
his home planet,
The
to
Vulcan
meet-
salute.
to meet an elder, and he said his father used to take him to shul, and in their shul they would turn around when the Kohanim were blessing it because they weren't supposed to look. I did the same thing with my parents. Turn your back to the Kohanim.
You're not supposed to do it. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to turn your back.
Well, they did. And a conservative
They
shul I went to,
they didn't know, Nebuch.
They didn't know. So, but anyway, of course, he was a kid. Of course, he looked. Of course, he looked. And they're doing that. So, of course, normally you can't see that because it's under the talus anyway. But maybe the conservative shul, I know.
No, if they turn around, then there's no shash.
But anyway.
How could he see under the talus?
Well, but
Apparently,
if it was a conservative shul.
take it out from under the towels.
Oh, yeah?
It's only a new thing that we put it under the
Really?
towels. Yeah.
So he saw.
Anyway, so he learned that, and that when they were doing the plot in this particular episode, when he had to go back to his home planet to meet this elder, he said, "Oh, I got a good one," and then they made up the saying, "May you live long and prosper." That went along with it.
May you live longer.
But so he himself was not a Kohen, but he did learn from the Kohen.
Oh.
Yeah, but he gives credit to that.
Why does he say two stories?
Physical and the spiritual world.
Does he say two-story building?
A mansion. Yeah, the two-story mansion. He said that.
Why not 4 stories?
Armon. I don't like it's two.
2 stories.
The physical world and the spiritual world.
4 worlds. The spiritual world.
But he did learn it from the Kohen.
See this? Yeah.
But basically, generally, there's physical and the spiritual world, right?
It's 4 spiritual worlds.
Olam hazeh, olam haba. Right?
It's gonna be there's gonna be that's the 2 stories.
Olam hazeh, olam haba. Right? Versteh?
Which is the top floor? Which is the bottom floor?
So, anyway.
No, but Olam Hazeh Olam Haba is like time. How can you compare that to the levels of the building? That's time. One is before the other.
Stay tuned.
Oh,
Now, he gives Yosef an extra portion. See on page 151?
Which
Pasuk Chav Aleph.
161?
151 Al Chav Aleph. Vayoyim Yisrael al Yosef. Hine anoichi meis. Behold, I die. V'hoyalim imachem. V'heshiv eschem el oret avotechem. I die here in Cairo, but God will not desert you, and God will bring you back to Pisgat Zev, right? I mean to Ramot. Pasuk Chav Aleph. You have it, Avram? You don't?
Yeah.
Okay?
Vayomer Yisrael Yosef Hine Anochi Mei Vaya Elohim Imachem Heishiv El Eretz Abasei.
Not yet. The time is not yet, but eventually God will bring you back to Eretz Yisrael. Now, Chav Bet. Vani and I, Yaakov, Nesati L'cho, give you Yosef Shechem Achat Alachecha. I'm giving you the city of Shechem, one more portion than your brothers. Asher Lakachti Miyadu Amori B'chayvi L'kashti. I took Shechem from the hand of the Amori with my sword and my bow. What does he mean by that? He's giving him an extra portion. Why is he giving me an extra portion? He's not the firstborn. Why is he giving the city of Shechem above the regular portion of Eretz Yisrael? Why does Yosef deserve that? Look at Rashi Chav Bet. I'll wait. Right column, 151. Everyone read it? Right column.
Lefi Shata Toreah Lehit Sei.
Because I'm bothering you, you're going to be in charge of my burial, to take me from Cairo to Hebron. So that's a big task, and as a reward, I'm giving you an extra bonus. I'm giving you Shechem, one more portion above your brothers, because you will be occupied with my burial arrangements, right?
So why not Bethlehem?
Why Shechem?
Yes. Why not Bethlehem?
Take a look. And I'm giving you an inheritance to be buried there. Ve'ez Shechem. Shenemar, it says in Yeshua, Ves Atzmos Yosef, Asahel B'nei Yisrael Mitzrayim, Kivra B'Shechem. Why Shechem? Because he got kidnapped from Shechem. So he has to go back to Shechem.
Mm-hmm.
He got kidnapped from Shechem, Avram, right? So it says the bones of Joseph that the Jewish people brought up from Mitzrayim, they buried in Shechem.
Who got kidnapped?
Joseph got kidnapped from Shechem, didn't he? So therefore he has to be brought back there.
He went there to look for his brother.
Emek, what was the word?
Emek Hebron. He sent him to Emek Hebron, but he got kidnapped in Shechem, right? So that's why he has to go back to Shechem.
Do we know where the tomb is?
The PLO destroyed it about 10 years ago, and they killed a soldier there, and they let him bleed to death.
Yeah,
They tore up the books, and they burned the Sefer Torah, and the IDF just stood. The IDF just stood by.
Of being buried there.
Of what?
Ma'aytaron of being buried
In Shechem?
Shechem. What good came from this?
Part of Eretz Yisrael, right?
Okay, but Bethlehem we have a reason.
But he has to go back there because he was kidnapped from there. Make a tikkun.
Midnight or something.
Take a shit, right? Wasn't the army, it was the government. The army
Do
was.
it once in a while. You have to go unless they do it, at 2 a.m. and they don't let the Arabs know they're coming.
Now, where did Yaakov take Shechem with his bow and arrow? Sam, last time I checked the text, I don't see that Yaakov took a bow and arrow and took Shechem. I don't understand. What is Yaakov talking about? So Rashi says, Avram, you see that? I'll wait. B'chayvi b'kashti, left column Rashi, 5 lines down from the top. Where did Yaakov take Shechem with his bow and arrow? I mean, the sword and his bow. Hard to understand, right? So 1 second, one second. Yeah, what's bothering Rashi, Avram? We don't find the text like they did that.
What's bothering him?
Yeah, what's bothering him? Where do we find that Yaakov went to war to capture Shechem from the Canaanites, the Amorites? That's what it says. I took Shechem from the hand of the Amori with my sword and my bow and arrow. So Rashi says, I don't find nowhere in the Chumash it says that.
Right.
So Rashi says, go ahead. B'chaybi b'kashti.
Hargu.
Shimon the Levi Anshe Shechem. Remember when Shimon the Levi killed out the city of Shechem? Niskansu Kol Sivaseyim Gadolem. All of the Arab nations around gathered together to go to war against the Bnei Yaakov. V'chogra Yaakov klei milchama kenegdan. So this is in the oral Torah that the PLO tried to counterattack, and Yaakov put on his weapons of war, and he actually went to war against the Amorite who tried to destroy his family. That's not in the written Torah, but Rashi quotes this Chazal, that Yaakov did go to war to defend his family who were being attacked by the terrorists after we destroyed the terrorist city of Shechem. So that's what Yaakov means. So I went to war to defend you guys, and now I'm giving the city of Shechem to you. Okay? That's the simple explanation. Avram, you have it? Simple explanation. Dover Echar, Shechem, Echad, Hi Abchorah. That the word Shechem here doesn't only mean the city. The word Shechem is referring to the birthright. Hi Abchorah. You see that? That your sons will become tribes. Ephraim and Manasseh. So you're going to get an extra portion because you will be split into two tribes. Ephraim and Manasseh. Why am I doing that for you? Because since you're occupying with my burial, it's a big task, so I'm giving you an extra portion. I'm making you like the virtual B'chor. Even though you're not the B'chor, Reuben is the B'chor, but I'm giving you the extra portion to compensate you for the tircha that I lay on you with my... It wasn't an easy task in those days.
Yes.
There was no El Al,
He wouldn't
cargo. They had to go by a camelback. Or
He wouldn't allow the others because they married Canaanis. Because they didn't marry...
Well, that's why he's giving him the extra city of Shechem as a reward and compensation for being busy with his burial.
He was busy with his burial because the others were not fit for
But
this.
even Yosef was not allowed to touch the coffin, right? Because he's a melech. Remember he said? Yosef shouldn't touch the coffin because he's a melech. That's later on. We'll see that.
Okay.
So kachti miyadu amoiri. Who's the amoiri, Aram? Miyad Esav. Also maisa amoiri. B'charbi b'kashti. Chachmasi v'tefilasi. So, in a deeper sense, my sword and bow and arrow can also mean my Torah, wisdom, and my prayer. You hear that? B'charbi b'kashti, on a deeper level, mean the sword is my Torah wisdom, and the bow and arrow is my prayer. Say a little prayer. Why is that? Look at footnote Daled. Why is a bow and a sword a metaphor for what, Avram? For Torah and prayer. Why?
Right.
Look at footnote Daled. Ki cherev hu... Oh, wait.
Davar Charif.
Sword is something sharp.
Yeah.
The Torah is very sharp. So therefore the sword is a metaphor for what? Torah wisdom, which is sharp. Ubakashti, my bow, it's the same word as the word what, Avram? You know Hebrew better than me. Bakasha. What does prayer mean? Bakasha, a request. Say a little prayer for me. Da-da-la, la-la-la. Isn't that amazing, Rashi? What's the message, Reb Tzemach? What's the message? That a Jew fights on two fronts. You need the physical IDF with the physical weapons, but that ain't enough. We also fight with the Chokhmah and the Tefillah. What a powerful Rashi, Avram. Are you getting this?
You also play with the
We fight on two fronts. We fight with the physical weapons, but it's not enough.
spiritual weapons.
We have to fight with Chachma Sateda and Tefillah. And you can't have, what a Rashi, you can't have one without the other. I should write this down myself. What a Rashi. Can I borrow your pen a minute? Thanks. What does Rashi have to bring both Lushonos for?
2 prongs.
2-pronged attack. Oh, thank you. 151. Rashi. 2-pronged attack, right?
Perashah means there's something wrong.
2-pronged attack. Therefore, Rashi quotes, yes, he went to war with physical weapons, but he also went to war with spiritual. Dover Acher. Chachmasi Telasi. Oh.
It doesn't say it's the same.
But we fight on two fronts. What? Yes,
Yes,
it is, my dear friend. Yes, it is.
In the words Dover Acher.
Yeah, Dorach. What do you mean? The first one is not right.
Usually when you learn Davar, it means there's a chisaron.
No, that's not the way I was taught. My Rebbe taught me, Rapam, that each, a lot of people make a mistake. When Rashi or the Talmud brings different reasons, each one is true on its own. It doesn't take away from, it's a big mistake, people don't get that. When you learn Dovarach and Rashi or Tosfot, each answer is true and stands on its own. It doesn't contradict. It complements. I had great teachers, Baruch Hashem. I had a school student.
I had great teachers.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Vayikra.
I had great teachers, Baruch Hashem. Okay. What?
When Israel went to war.
I don't say nothing on my own. I have good notes. Menashe from 1967. I have notes from 1967.
You were 17.
I was 17. Just 17. I have those notes, and they spoke in Yiddish, but I wrote in English. I translated in my head from Rav Yaakov Kranetsky, the top, Rav Pam, Rav Shor. They would speak in Yiddish, but in my head I would translate in English. Because it's easy for me to write English. Even though I'm a Yiddish, my first language, but it's easier for me to write in English. So.
Vayikra im Aleph.
Vayikra Aleph?
Vayikra im Aleph.
Oh, very good. Right? Very good. Take a look, Avram. You know Hebrew very good. He knows Hebrew very good. Look at page 151, Pasuk Aleph.
161 Aleph.
151 Aleph.
151 Aleph.
Vayikra Yaakov abanav. Yaakov called his sons. Vayomer osfu, gather together. Vayidu lechem, and I will tell you, Esha sheyikru eschem ba'achris hayamim. What will happen to you in the end of days? That's the Unkelos translate. But look at the word Yikra. Look at the word Yikra. Happen would be with a hey in the end, not with an aleph. Unkelos, hello. See what's going on over here? Asher Yikra Eschem. Unkelos translates what will happen to you in the end of days. But happen in Hebrew would be with an hey in the end, not with an aleph. Yikro and an aleph means call to you. I'll tell you when the end of days will call to you. How did the English translate that? Anybody? Genesis 49:1. Genesis 49:1. Right, Perashah 49:1.
Jacob called to his sons and said, gather yourself together, and I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
Yeah, befall you should be Yud Kuf Reish Hey. But it ain't. It's Yud Kuf Reish Aleph.
No, he said you will
that will call you at the end of days.
Befall.
No, befall would be Yud Kuf Reish Hey. Unkelos translate that will befall you. But my question is, befall in Hebrew is not Yud Kuf Reish Aleph. It's Yud Kuf Reish Hey. Aaron Berkowitz. It's not a typo, God forbid. No, not a typo. Unkelos says, no, Yara, happen. That will happen to you. That will happen to you. Happen in Hebrew is Yud Kuf Reish Hey. But it doesn't say, it says Yud Kuf Reish Aleph, which means what will call you. How will the end of days call you? That's what the text says. So why did God tell Moses to write it with an Aleph, Avram, which means to call, and not with a Hey, which means to befall? You hear my question?
What's the question?
Can you repeat? Anybody out there repeat the question?
Before, what will happen to you would be written with Hey. But here it's not written with Hey, it's written with Aleph, which means what you will be called, how they will call you.
The end of days will call you. Hello, Vayikra. When will the end of days call you? Hayosfu. Come together right now. Aaron Berkowitz, Yaakov is saying, If you want the end of days to call you, Heyosfu, come together. Stop hating each other. Heyosfu, gather together. And then the end of days will call you. Wow. Bachrit hayamim, hikaftu. Gather together, assemble together, bury the hatchet, not in each other's back. And then the end of days will what? And then the end of days will what?
Happen.
Not happen, call you. Wow. What a message.
So
What a message.
the message is
If you want the end of days to call you, then what? Heyosfu. Come together right now. Heyosfu. And then the end of the Achrit Hayamim will call you. Pretty interesting, huh? So Yaakov lays out the roadmap of all the tribes of Israel. All the tribes' destiny are what? Laid out over here. Look what he says to Yosef. Page 155, Chav Bet. Ben Paras Yosef. Ben Paras Ale Ayin. Benois Tza'ada Ale Shur. Genesis 49:22, Rabbi Yaakov. What does that mean? Genesis 49:22. 49:22.
Yeah.
a fruitful son Yosef.
Right, a fruitful son above the evil eye. The daughters were climbing the walls. You hear the expression climbing the walls, Sam? Rashi quotes, he was so beautiful, handsome, Brother Joe, that the daughters of Egypt were literally climbing the walls and throwing them their, throwing them their keys. Keys to their apartment. They were climbing the walls. How handsome he was, the girls. Ale Ayin, he's above the evil eye. The evil eye will have no effect on Brother Joe. Why will the evil eye not have effect on Brother Joe? Avram Berkowitz, why? So Rashi says, where are we?
How do you translate sa'ada?
Climbing. Climbing Ale Shur.
Something.
Right? Climbing the walls. Rashi said climbing the walls.
Ale Shur.
You hear that expression of climbing the walls?
Yeah.
That's what,
Go crazy.
to get a glimpse of him as he's passing in the chariot.
One of the Shvuos
What?
climbing the walls.
Yeah? Oh.
Do you remember the 3 Shvuos? Or the
Climbing
first
the
wall?
walls.
They should not come all together.
Like a wall.
Climb,
Right.
yes.
Okay, but that's a metaphor there.
Yeah.
But here, yeah. Now, the evil eye doesn't affect him because, why? So Rashi says why. He's above the eye. Above the aliyah, above the eye. Why? So take a look, please, why. Look at Rashi, the left column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bishah. You have that?
Yeah, Bishah.
Bishah, Shabo Esav Likvas Yaakov. Everybody have it?
Yeah.
When Esav came with his 400 men, Yaakov, daven to Hashem, so they all, the kids and their mothers bow down to Uncle Esav. Bikulan Kadmo Yemoisav Ulechez V'nei all of them, it says, the mothers, they bow down before the kids to Uncle Esav. Ubarachel Ksiv, but by Rachel, Abba, what does it say? No? Nigash Yosef Rachel. Yosef, he approached Uncle Esav before his mother. He was a tall boy. Oma Yosef, what did Yosef say?
Rasha Zeh.
Rosh Hazeh, that evil guy, Einoi Rama Shemitanena Mimi. He has a very haughty eye. Perhaps he'll put the evil eye on my beautiful mother. Rachel was Miss Israel. Miss Syria, Miss Israel. So Yosef was a smart boy and a tall boy. He said, my ma's beautiful. I'm going to shield her from Esau's evil eye. So he stood in front of his mother. So Esau's evil eye should not affect his beautiful mom. So Rashi said he was a tall boy and he pulled himself up. So his father said, "You saved your ma from an evil eye, therefore you'll be above the evil eye." And the Bnei Yosef are not affected by the eye in hara. Another reason why he didn't give Mrs. Potiphar the eye, Aaron Berkowitz, so the evil eye doesn't affect him. Another reason why he's above the evil eye, he didn't give Mrs. Potiphar the eye. He protected his eyes from Mrs. Potiphar, and therefore the evil eye has no effect against him. I think it's called boomerang, or maybe it's called Mida Keneged Mida.
But Ephraim and Menashe weren't lucky.
Why?
They got lost.
No, it says here that the evil eye doesn't affect Zaro Shal Yosef, not Ephraim and not Menashe. And therefore he blessed them as Dogim. Menashe and Ephraim are blessed as Dogim because the Dogim have no evil eye against them. Because the fish are underneath the water, and therefore Yaakov blessed the Bnei Ephraim. Take a look what it says over here on page 151, Pasuk Tez Zayin.
151.
Yeah, but at the end they were lost. They got lost.
They're coming back. The Bnei Menashe are back. The Indian Jews, the Jews from Burma, they're coming back. Some of thousands are back now. Right? 151.
Test Zion.
Hamalach hagoel oti. Hamalach hagoel oti mikora. Yivorech esani yarim. Vikora behem shmi. V'shem avotai. V'shem avotai. Avram Yitzchak Yidgul arrived. May they multiply like fish, B'kerev Oretz. He compared Ephraim and Menashe to fish. Why to fish, Avram? Why fish? Huh? Look at Rashi, the Yidgul, right column, 1 second, the Yidgul. Rashi, right column, 4 lines from the top. You have it? The Yidgul? I'll wait.
Yeah, the Yidgul.
Kadogim halalu, like fish. Why?
Sure.
Parim Arabim, fish multiply. Ve'ein ayin hara shaletes behem, and the evil eye has no effect on fish because they are what?
Under the water.
So he compared the Bnei Yosef and Yosef himself to fish, right? The evil eye, because he guarded his eye, protected his mother from the evil eye. So Mida Keneged Mida, he's not affected by the eye in hara. Him and his kids, Menashe and Ephraim. The OU showed a film the other day, about how the 10 lost tribes are coming back. The Jews from Bnei Menashe, from Burma, they have proof that they're Bnei Menashe, and the Jews from Ethiopia, Bnei Dan. It's an amazing film where the rabbinate makes them go through Gia L'Chumra. But for all intents and purposes, they're part now of the Jewish people. Thousands from Ethiopia, Shevidan, and Ephraim, and other laws, Uzbekistan and Afghanistan. You're seeing Kibbutz Golios in front of our eyes.
Rabbi.
In front of our eyes, we're seeing Kibbutz Golios. It's amazing. The Jews that are not living in Israel, they're missing the boat of them. They're missing the climax of world history and missing the boat. Like they're none so blind who will not see. How could you remain in Schmutzlar? And you see the climax of world history coming before your eyes. What's happening in Iran and Israel and America. But it's all, the signs are there. Of the end, the climax.
Whoa.
We're coming to a climax. We're sitting by the roadside there in Muncie.